Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Hawkeye Volleyball, presented by Quickstar. I'm John Evans. Tonight, the Hawkeyes take on the 14th ranked Penn State Nittany Lions. Both teams coming off sweep defeats last night. Iowa fell in straight sets to Wisconsin here in Extreme Arena as the 5th ranked team won. Scrappy first set, 27-25, and won a little bit easier the second two sets, although Hawkeyes played well. Penn State went to Lincoln last night, had a later match, started at, I believe it was 8:30. And so that was actually why they moved start time of this game back an hour. Penn State was swept, including 25-9 in the third set. So it'll be interesting to see how they rebound and respond. New regime for Penn State this year as they're in their first year with the new head coach. Katie Schumacher-Cawley takes over for Russ Rose, the coach at Penn State for 43 seasons. Retired at the end of last season. And like Penn State, the Hawkeyes have a new coach. Coach Jim Barnes in his first season. As he's in his first season at the helm. Hawkeyes on the season so far. They are now 7-11, 1-6 in the Big Ten. Took down Indiana for their one win, five-setter. Oh, it would have been probably, 2 weeks ago. Had a good battle there, took care of business. And that was after being swept by the Hoosiers 10 days prior to that. So it was a good bounce back for Iowa to rattle back. Actually, as Coach Barnes will tell you, the Hawkeyes in that match really controlled all 5 sets, but let it get away at the end, which has been a little bit of the trouble for the Hawkeyes, as they've just had a harder time closing out sets. We'll talk a little bit about it in the pregame with Coach Barnes. Just how do you stay comfortable? How do you give the team the confidence to close those out? And that's what the Hawkeyes will look to do today against a 14th ranked Penn State. Penn State started the season 12-0. Have gotten into the Big Ten slate. They're 3-4 now in the Big Ten. So the Hawkeyes still have an uphill. They're still Penn State. Hawkeyes have never beaten Penn State. In fact, it's been since 2017 since the Hawkeyes have been able to get a set from the Nittany Lions. After the gold out last night, Hawks coming out in their white uniforms tonight. Black bottoms. Mari Hinkle gets to celebrate the gold out tonight as she's in her gold libero jersey. Penn State in the navy. Libero in white. Have our Quickstar starting lineups when they get those announced as they go through. As we go, we'll have Coach Barnes. The interview with Coach Barnes should take us through the national anthem. We'll come back right after the anthem, or close to after the anthem, as close as we can get there. As well timed as I can be, I guess, on that one, and try to get you back there. We'll be getting just into the starting lineups at that point. We'll be ready to go, and we'll do our starting lineups and announcements, and we'll get rolling here tonight. Again, Hawks in the middle of a tough homestand here. Wisconsin last night, Penn State tonight, Minnesota on Wednesday. In that Minnesota game, 6 o'clock. So the Hawkeyes will have another top 10 matchup. Penn State will head now to Maryland as they go back Friday night at Maryland, and then they'll play Sunday afternoon against Rutgers. So good chance for a couple wins for Penn State as they're getting kind of a tour of the bottom half of the conference here. Penn State, pretty much right in the middle of the conference. Hawkeyes down near the bottom. Michigan State, I believe Maryland got a win last night over Northwestern, so that was their second win. Iowa and Rutgers with just a win apiece. Hawkeyes will get Rutgers in the middle of November. Catch Northwestern at the end of this month. We're going to go ahead and get to that interview with Coach Barnes. Got the technology set up. Here was Coach Barnes pre-match. I'm here with Coach Barnes. Coach, tonight Penn State, but looking back to last night, had Wisconsin on the ropes in the first set, couldn't quite finish it off. How did you see things there in the first set, and then maybe how the transition to the last two sets?
Yeah, it was a good battle in the first set, and we weren't playing out our best ball, and we were keeping the game tight, and even had a lead and served twice to win the set. We try a little too hard in those moments sometimes and create errors where we just got to keep executing and finish off the set, and that can just change the whole dynamics of the match if you can do that. And it's a number 5 team, and they're legit number 5, and so you can gain some confidence in knowing that we can play at that level, and now it's turn around and be ready for a team that's hungry for a win, and just like we are.
Is there something you work on or teach or talk about with taking that first set intensity level and making sure it continues, I guess, longer into matches at this point?
Yeah, you got to show that toughness, that mental toughness on it's one point at a time, one set at a time. Those are the teams that end up winning the most. Is every point's equal value, and so we've got to steady out. We're winning matches or sets, or they're really close, and so we just need to be a little more consistent. We need we're in a 6-2, so we need a lot of those hitters to hit positive, and our middles need to dominate. And I like our matchup tonight. If our middles can really get after it, I think it could get us the edge to beat them.
So coming in now tonight, Penn State swept last night at Nebraska, but a little bit like Wisconsin, one of the top blocking teams in the country. How will you try to attack them tonight?
Yeah, certainly we got to pass well so we can run that middle. And our outsides need to be aggressive, but keep those hitting errors low. And that's what hurt us in the two sets, the second and third, is our outside just had too many hitting errors. And against a good blocking team, that's hard to do. But you've got to cover, you got to hit around the block, and be willing to rally a little more, and then get those passes and digs so we can run that middle. That's our advantage right there. We've got to serve tough and play great defense.
Interesting. Yesterday, Reagan and I were talking about some of the different, I guess we'll call them attitudes. There was one play where AJ got blocked and she was just screaming at Bailey to give her the ball back, and got the ball back, and it was a hitting error, and she just comes down and she pats herself on the chest. Right. How do you make that attitude contagious of wanting the ball? Yeah,
we're trying to train our middles for that with that outside mentality. Hey, like, you're going to get a lot of balls, you're going to get stops. You got to be able to take that punch and come back and just keep wanting the ball if you want to be that middle who keeps getting set. So you got to have that mentality. And in Wisconsin, I told them it's not going to be a 480 night like against Indiana. They're going to stop us, and so we have to still just stay tough and cover the middles really well and get after it. But we just looked on video. There was things we just didn't execute. Wisconsin did a good job, but it was more of us. And if we can just execute what we do, we can have that advantage.
I liked yesterday, Amaya did it a few times, but then Mickey on the outside really changed up shots, kind of moved it around a little bit, whether it was a well-placed tip, and you had to be really well-placed with the back row that Wisconsin had yesterday.
Yeah, Michelle's been working her tail off, putting extra time in, attacking, because she had a couple of matches where she didn't hit well, but she hit great last night, quicking her arm up, hitting that line shot a lot better, learning what open spots are there. Like, she's a student of the game, she studies the tape, so she's a step ahead, and so that really showed last night, and we really need that out of her tonight.
Is there a communication from the back row or from any other player that helps the hitter with, hey, hit line, hit seam, hit cross?
Those are suggestions. Our back rows tell them, hey, hole or line. But ultimately, we tell our hitters, it's up to you to hit what you see and be accountable to what you see. And and we really look for that high window angle and for that last second turn down the line and tool. And so that's whenever our outsides are really playing well, when they can hit both shots.
We don't talk about the opponent very often, but what are you going to have to gear up to stop for Penn State tonight?
Got to serve them tough so we can make them predictable and get 4 hands on that left side. Number 23, hits hard as a physical player, so we got to get as much as possible, get 4 hands in front of her, and just play great defense. It'd be great if we could block a little more. We didn't block well last night. If we can block well, we're really good, but we're going to have to defend really well.
Franklin and the high leap across into that 4-5 seam was tough last night.
Yes, she was good.
Hopefully middles get there and get more hands on it.
Yeah, for sure.
I'll let you go, Coach. Thanks.
Okay, good.
Fantastic rendition of the national anthem finishing up there. Very nicely done. Starting lineups now getting announced here. Getting plugged back in here. We'll get Penn State's all the way through, and then we'll rattle those off for you. Starting lineups tonight brought to you by Quick Star for Penn State. Number 1, Taylor Trammell. Number 3, Jillian Grimes. Number 5, oh, they turned the lights out on me on the one I needed to practice. Salacia Elisaya is the setter for Penn State. Angelina Stark, number 10. And then we've got, let's see, Allie Holland, number 20, and number 23, Kashana Williams. Hawkeyes having their video played, and then they'll go to their starting lineups. Would anticipate a similar starting unit to what the Hawks have done for the last few weeks anyway. Made the switch to 6-2. It was after the Iowa State tournament. Weren't quite getting enough offense out of just a couple rotations, so they made the switch to 6-2 from 5-1 so that they could try to get through some of those rotations, get a little bit better side out, make sure they had enough firepower to stretch out the defense. Hawkeye lineup being introduced now. Number 4, Sydney Dennis. Number 5, Toyosi Anabanjo. Number 6, Delaney McSweeney. I have number 7, Lily Tessier. Talked to her parents last night after coming up from Fort Myers, Florida. Asked them how they liked our weather here lately. And asked them how they managed through the hurricane. Starting at middle, number 9, Amaya Jones. And number 15, Michelle Urquhart. And then number 10 in your libero jersey, Mari Hinkle. And those are the starting lineups brought to you by Quick Star. Let's see, Mari got a workout last night. The outsides from Wisconsin really worked the 4-5 seam, which is the sharp cross there. went cross court and got it into that side. So talking to Coach Barnes and Coach Yale before the match, talking about just defensive alignment. Maybe the Hawks were a step off of where they wanted to be. Saw it on film. See if they can make the adjustments now to get to the spot where they want, as the outsides for Penn State will pose a challenge as well. Kashana Williams, big heavy arm. I was checking the stats earlier. Let's see if I can find it here real quick. One of the top terminators in the country. And as I mentioned, Penn State, big block. Not quite as good as Wisconsin last night, but it's not for lack of effort. As they're, let's see here, get it. The team is 6th in the country in blocking. And the Big Ten is tough. Maryland actually leads the country in blocks. And I know Maryland had 13 last night against Northwestern. Just an outstanding performance against a really dynamic outside hitter. We're going to get started, though. Stark to serve for Penn State. Floats it over. Dennis takes it. Good pass to Tessier. Middle to McSweeney, and she gets it done. Hawks score the match's first point on the McSweeney kill. That'll send Hinkle back to the service line. Mari changes sides, comes back over to the one spot here in front of the Hawkeye bench. Goes cross court, ball's tight. Jones goes up and wins the joust. Elisaya tried to push it over, as Penn State's running that 5-1 front row setter so she could go up and compete. But 5'10" was no match for Amaya Jones that time. Hawks lead 2-0. Hinkle, same spot. Passes off the net. Elisaya pushes it outside. Big swing high off the block. Dennis slaps it up in the air. Hawks just bat it over. Hinkle's down. She'll have to get back. Elisaya to the middle. Hits tip. Jones, good cover. On a banjo. Pushes it. Got away with one. Urquhart hits it out of bounds, though. No touch called. 2-1. Holland now to serve for the Lions. Fires a good sharp pass. Dennis up to Tessier. Urquhart off the block, scores. Ball dropped right in front of Dennis. She did a nice job getting under it. Tessier couldn't run middle, but Urquhart was there for her. On a banjo now. Ball drops. That's a tough one. That's going to be free balled over. Anna Banjo takes it. Tessier. Jones. One-on-one. She wins. She beats Trammell. 4-1 Hawks lead. Last night, Wisconsin had tended to solo block. All of a sudden, first point of the match, they triple blocked the middle. Tonight, Coach Barnes thought Penn State would solo block. They did that time. Jones wins. Anna Banjo sails that long, 4-2. Weatherington checks in for Penn State. We've got double subs coming both sides. Down ref's a little angry. Black and Ortega check in for the Hawks. Weatherington checks in for Penn State. She was not going to move early after getting scolded about it. Elisaya, the left-hander to serve. Good solid serve there. Urquhart, Ortega, Jones. Ortega was called for double contact. Ball was tight. It was a tough play for her. I've seen her use one hand there time to time, but Tried to use 2 there, got caught. Elisaya to serve again. Sails that one long. 5-3, Hawks on top after the service error. Vanderwide in for Dennis. Urquhart to the service line for the Hawks. Urquhart comes forward. Good solid serve there. Bad pass. She went right at Stark. Stark couldn't handle it. Ace serve, 6-3. We've got Bilanovic, Stark, and Williams to receive serve. Urquhart, couple bounces, comes forward. Goes same spot. Stark much better this time. Middle attack coming. Into the net. Tried to run Weatherington right up the middle. Missed it. Hawks lead 7-3. And Penn State will call a quick timeout. Hawks on top in set 1, 7-3. Timeout on the floor. You're listening to Hawkeye Volleyball, presented by Quickstar. Welcome back to Extreme Arena. Hawks with a fast start, lead 7-3 over Penn State. 4 early kills for the Hawkeyes, 2 from Amaya Jones. Delaney McSweeney has 1 and Michelle Urquhart has 1. Nobody on the Penn State side has a kill yet. And actually nobody has a dig. Might explain why Iowa leads 7-3 here in the early going. As a service error and a hitting error, 2 of the 3 points for Penn State, and a ball handling error was their 3rd. Urquhart to serve now for the Hawks. Mickey fires it at Stark, just misses long though, 7-4. We talked about this a little bit. Penn State lost that 3rd set to Nebraska last night, 25-9. And you just thought maybe if the Hawks went ahead and threw a quick hard punch early, maybe they could get it done. We'll see how Penn State responds. Floated over, Urquhart, Ortega, Jones, high off the block. Dug up that time. Hawks block it, covered though. Right outside, good tip there. Jones bats it back over. Penn State chases it down. Tipped, oh, great tip there. That was Weatherington as she went up and took the right hand and just slung it back over kind of into the middle, almost into the 2-hole. 7-5. Kill by Weatherington. Kirshen now to serve, ace serve. Cassie Kirshen. Nittany Lions right back in it. Still trail 7-6. Kirshen again. Hits that one in the net. Hawks stay in front, 8-6. Ace for each team. Couple service errors for each team now here in the early going. Jones serves it right down the line. Catches the line. Kirshen let it go. Ace serve for the Hawks. Jones paints the line. Amaya spins it. Same spot. Goes right at her. Kirshen better pass this time. Off the net though. Big swing coming. High off the block. That's a kill by Markley. Urquhart got hands on it. Jones couldn't chase it down. 9-7 Hawks on top. Bilanovic now to serve. Libero pulls it back, fires it over. Vanderwide uses hands. Ortega to McSweeney. Well-run ball there right in the middle. McSweeney gets her 2nd kill. Hawks back on top, 10-7. Tessier's back in, Anabanjo's back in. Tessier floats it over. Good pass there. Right side swing coming. Goes through the block and scores. Weatherington again. She'll go out. Grimes will come in to serve. Grimes right in front of the Penn State bench. Flips it up, comes forward. Off the tape, Tessier takes it. Hinkle, back row from Urquhart. Rolls it off the block, dug up by Grimes. Oh. Tip coming, goes wide. Block was there. Holland decided to tip over the block, pushed it out of play to the outside. Sydney Dennis checks in for Addie Vanderweide. Dennis to serve. Knocks it in the net. Another service error. 11-9. Couple subs coming for Penn State. And that'll put Stark back into serve. Hawks lead 11-9 here in the first set. Stark right down the line. Urquhart off the net. Tessier goes behind her at Anabanjo. Right down the line. Touch, scores. Vilanovic stepped away from it thinking it was out of bounds. May have been, but her block touched it. Anabanjo gets the kill, 12-9. Hinkle to serve for the Hawks. Goes sharp cross again. Ball's off the net. Pushed outside. Big swing, high off the block. Dug up. Tessier, Jones. Blocked. That time they had the triple sitting in there. Holland got most of it. Sent it back to the Hawkeye side, 12-10. Holland back to serve now. Right in front of the Nittany Lion bench again. Comes forward, fires it cross. Dennis, good pass to Tessier. Behind her, Anabanjo. Off the tape. Not sure that ball got over anyway. And the hitting error makes it 12-11. Holland again. Dennis, Tessier outside to Urquhart. Hawks covered and it's over. Middle attack. Hawkeye coaches thinking it's long, maybe wishing it was long. But the kill from Trammell ties us up at 12. Holland again. Goes over, Dennis stabs at it. That'll be an ace serve. Timeout, Coach Barnes. Penn State stormed back to take the lead, 13-12 here in the first set. We'll take it as well. 13-12 in the first. You're listening to Hawkeye Volleyball presented by Quickstar. Welcome back to Extreme Arena. I'm John Evans. Penn State on a 4-0 scoring run has taken the lead 13-12 here in the first set. I was just looking, a couple ace serves for Penn State here in the set. They're 204th out of 334, averaging just 1.4 aces per set. And Sydney Dennis right now just kind of stabbing at it a little bit. She needs to get her platform in a better spot. Get her feet set and move her arms instead of that last-minute jab. Holland to serve again. Goes at Urquhart, passes off the net. Tessier back outside to Urquhart. Block. Back onto the Hawkeye side, 14-12. And while Penn State might not be great at ace serves, they are a very good blocking team, as we mentioned earlier. Hawks need a side out. Holland fires it over. Dennis off the net. Tessier behind her. Anabanjo tips. Uses the setter. Grimes pushes it behind her. Tipped off the block. Scores. Tooled the block nicely from Williams as she just aggressively pushed it off the block. Coach Barnes wants a throw off the block. Doesn't get the call, though. 15-12. Holland again. 6 in a row for Penn State. Dennis stabs at it. Tessier to Jones. No touch called. 16-12. And Vanderweid's going to check back in for Dennis. She's been very good. Just struggling a little bit right now. Hawks still with a chance here. Holland goes right at her. Overpass, dunk down. Taylor Trammell with the kill. 18-12, Hawks are in trouble. Timeout Iowa. After a good start, it's kind of gone sideways from there. 17-12, Penn State on top. We'll take a break. You're listening to Hawkeye Volleyball presented by Quickstar. Welcome back to Extreme Arena. Iowa Volleyball is brought to you by the University of Iowa Sports Medicine, offering sports injury prevention, treatment, and rehabilitation to athletes of all ages and skill levels. University of Iowa Sports Medicine, team physicians of your Iowa Hawks. After a promising start, Penn State now on an 8-0 scoring run, and they lead the first set 17-12 over the Hawks. Talk all the time about that serve and pass game. And unfortunately for the Hawkeyes, Allie Holland has just started to dominate here. And she's doing it kind of mixing speed, dropping it in front, and then pushing one back into the chest. Goes at Urquhart. Much better pass to Tessier, middle to Jones. Ball's dug up, good ball there, back off the net swing. Tessier takes it. Hinkle, out to Anabanjo, rolls it. All comes over, pushes it outside, way outside. Sharp cross, dug by Hinkle. Tessier, back row to Vanderweid, rolls it way long. (18-12) now, Penn State on top. Holland fires it across. Urquhart, that's going to be an ace serve. Holland's run now is 10-0 for Penn State, 19-12. Nia Washington's going to check in for Urquhart. Nia's a freshman from New Orleans. Holland to serve. Fires it. Vanderweid, bad pass. Anabanjo gets it up in the air. Tessier tips it over. Pushed it outside, big swing. Hawks get out of it with a block on Williams. Anabanjo and Jones in the run. We'll see if it's too little too late, 19-13. Anabanjo to serve. Toy comes forward, floats it over into the 5 spot. Middle attack, badly timed, but the Hawks couldn't stay with it. Tessier had a piece of it, 20-13. Couple subs coming in for the Hawks. Weatherington coming back in for Penn State. Elisaya to serve. Goes at Washington. Good pass to Ortega. Middle to Jones. High off the block, off the head. Vanderwide, Ortega. Jones gets that one. 20-14. Big Amaya Jones, poster in the front row. Love it. Washington goes out. Urquhart comes back in to serve. Mickey trots forward from the 5, goes to 6. Good pass, it's tight though. Outside, off the block, off the net. Rolls wide, Hawks catch a break. We're gonna get a challenge though right away. Williams hit it off the tape. Ball rolled right along the tape. It gave me the signal and I hid the, they're calling, they're contesting the in or out on the sideline. As Williams went up for the swing on the left pin, ball hit the tape, rolled all the way along the pin, dropped over on the Hawkeye side, over in the sharp 4 spot there, right in front of the net. And we'll see whether the ball was in or out. If it stands, Hawks have crawled back to 20-15. And if not, Penn State will move that much closer to taking the first set. Checking out the views. After yesterday, usually I can peek over Dane's shoulder and get a good look at the action, but we had 2 people sitting between us yesterday, so I can't get close. Reagan Coyle was with us last night, Hawkeye from 2015 to 2018. She'll be back with us next Wednesday as well, as we've got the match against Minnesota. So looking forward to having Reagan along. It's nice to ask her things. You know, you see things as a fan or as somebody that's watched a lot of volleyball, but it's a different perspective from someone that's been on the floor. They've got a different idea. They see some things that we think is obvious as fans maybe aren't quite as obvious to a player in the heat of the action. So it's great to have Reagan's perspective last night. Spinning the dial on the replay, trying to find it. I guess we should mention again, replay rules have changed. Their challenge system has changed yet again this year. Each team now gets 2 challenges. Able to challenge 5 things. You can challenge touch, in, out, a net fault, an attack line fault, and a service foot fault. Again, they're challenging the in and out portion today, or this time. If Coach Schumacher-Cawley's right, she keeps her challenge. If not, she'll lose it. And if we get to 5 sets, each team gets another one. You don't get more than 2 though, so if you haven't used it, you don't get anything more than 2, but you get that second one. We're talking about how efficient the replay system tends to run here in Extreme Arena before the match. This one must be a tight one, taking a little bit longer for him to come up with. Taking a quick look at the stats, Taylor Trammell's got 3 kills on 3 swings. Zoe Weatherington has 2 for the Nittany Lions. Amaya Jones has 3 for the Hawks. Delaney McSweeney with 2. Penn State hitting 167, but holding the Hawks to 050. As neither team's been particularly sharp. The Hawks found themselves out of system quite a bit when Allie Holland went on a nice serving run. both aces, actually two of the three aces. Cassie Kirshen has the other one for the Nittany Lions. Amaya Jones and Michelle Urquhart, ace apiece for the Hawkeyes. Digs are spread out amongst a lot of different players. But Elisaya, the setter for Penn State, has 2 to go along with her 5 assists and 2 blocks. And she's had a hand in both blocks for Penn State. It's like we're done with the review. Didn't get the hand signal, but it looks like it will stand. So hitting error goes to Williams as that ball rolled along the tape and rolled out. 20-15. Hawks still trail here in the first set. Urquhart takes it, goes right down the line this time. Tough pass, outside swing, into the net from, that was Wetherington. Hawks sneaking back, 20-16. Wetherington on the left side. Williams is over on the right pin. Floats it over. Williams has to dive and get it. Big swing in the middle, blocked. Back onto the Penn State side. Outside attack. Hit long. No touch called. Penn State looking for one. Not going to get it. As Wetherington hit that ball long, Hawks have crawled back. It's 20-17. Urquhart again. Penn State, different formation this time. See if they run. I'll try to run a little bit different offense. Urquhart goes hard at Williams. Bad pass. Chase down behind her. Williams has to punch it over with 2 hands. Hinkle diving play. Ortega dumps it over. Ball's pancaked up. Back onto the side. Urquhart. Ortega outside to Vanderwide. Off the block and scores. 20-18. Elisaya with a good pancake. Urquhart in the 5 spot. See if she can claw the Hawks back one more. Comes forward, floats it over, rolls tape and scores! Drops it right in the 3 spot. As that ball hit tape, just trickled over. Dropped right in the center of the court. Hawks back to within 1, 20-19. Urquhart again, goes hard this time, just sails it long. 6-0 run from Mickey, 21-19. Kirshen back in to serve. She did a really nice job her first time at the line. Hawks will need to get out right away. Kirshen comes forward. Hinkle. Ortega outside Vanderwide tips, scores. 21-20. Amaya Jones now to serve. Vanderwide. To Jones, well, ball's played. Right side, off the block. Ortega takes it. Urquhart, good play by Vanderwide, but the ball's up. How in the world was that not double contact? Volleyball gods understood, though, and the ball goes long. 21-20, timeout Penn State. I'm sorry, 21-all, timeout Penn State. We'll take a break. Tied at 21. This is Hawkeye Volleyball, presented by Quickstar. Welcome back to Hawkeye Volleyball. I'm not sure it's 20-14. I saw this coming, but we're tied at 21. Hawks now hitting 125 for the match. Penn State down to 0. Hawks do have one block, but those 7 hitting errors from Penn State have been mostly self-induced. And Amaya Jones will try to give the Hawks their first lead since 12-11, I suppose. Jones pats it, swings it forward, drop ball, comes in, pushes it to the outside, big swing, high over the block. Jones with the dig. Ortega pushes it outside to Vanderwide. Ball bounces and scores. Addie Vanderwide gives the Hawks the lead, 22-21 with her third kill. Hawks were able to dig Markley as she rolled it over. Jones right down the line. Kirshen, good pass. Right side, through the block and scores. That was Clark, good swing. McSweeney slow to close the block. Clark goes right through the seam and we're tied at 22. Bilanovic now back to serve. Libero, white jersey, comes forward, fires it over. Vanderwide uses hands. Ortega behind her to Black. Oh, timing was bad, but that actually threw the block off a little bit as Markley couldn't quite get there. Black with a good little improv there gets the kill, 23-22 Hawks. Tessier back in, she'll serve. Floats it over. Kirshen, middle attack. Tessier, the ball's up. McSweeney gets it over. Nobody's home. McSweeney tips it again. That was kind of a waste. Right side, into the net. 24-22. Hawks will have a couple set points. Weatherington checks back in for Clark as they look for the firepower from Weatherington. Tessier tries to close it out for the Hawks. Floats it over. Ball drops in front of Kirshen. Weatherington off the block, dug by Urquhart. Tessier, McSweeney off the tape. Ball's up. Pushed over by Kirshen. Uses Tessier. Hinkle to Anna Banjo on the right. Off the block. Falls back on the Penn State side. Tipped over. Oh, what a tip. Smart play by Markley. Wow. Pushed it into the back corner. Tessier had pushed up for the tip. Markley pushed it over her head, fell right into the corner. Hawks still with a chance. Grimes will try to keep Penn State in it. Fires it at Vanderwide. Tessier chases it down. Anna Banjo tips it too high. Kirshen. Ellis. Oh, my. Ellis, Saya. Smart time to attack there. Tied at 24. Schmidt's going to go in for Anna Banjo. Tied at 24. Hawks are about to the lineup they're going to have to run with. Grimes to serve again. Off the tape. Hinkle, great pass to Tessier. McSweeney off the block. Tessier, Hinkle, Schmidt's first swing. Dug up by Bilanovic. Ball comes outside. Markley rolls it. Hinkle, that ball's tight. Trouble. And Holland goes up and pushes it back onto the Hawkeye side. 3 straight for the Nittany Lions. They're back on top, 25-24. Grimes. Vanderwide, good pass. Tessier, McSweeney off the block, scores. Hawks live to fight another point. Vanderwide will stay in, she'll serve. 25 all here in the first. Hawks have been so close. He's had a hard time closing these sets out against these ranked teams. Vanderwide floats it over. Diving play. That's down. Ace serve. Addie Vanderwide beats Vilanovic. And the Hawks will get their third chance to close the set. Vanderwide again. Floats it over, goes a little deeper. Bilanovic better pass this time. Outside, Markley. Sharp cross, misses wide. Hawks win it, 27-25. Hawks take advantage of some Penn State errors, show some real heart there after giving up that run. Looked like Penn State had retaken control. Hawks fight back, score the last 3 points of the set, win it 27-25. We'll take a little bit of an extended break. 1-0, Hawks on top. You're listening to Hawkeye Volleyball presented by Quickstar. Welcome back to Extreme Arena. I'm John Evans. Hawkeyes win the first set 27-25. I'd have to go back and really look at the play-by-play to see, but boy, what a set of runs. Hawks were up 7-3. I think it was 12-9. Penn State went on a 10-0 run with Allie Holland at the service line to retake the lead, seemingly take control of the set. Hawks battle back 20-19 with Michelle Urquhart at the service line. Push their way ahead 24-22. Penn State rallies back 25-24. And the Hawks are able to close it out with a 3-0 run of their own, 27-25. Delaney McSweeney 3 kills, Amaya Jones 3 kills, Addie Vanderwide 3 kills, all coming late there in the set as the Hawks ended up hitting 188 while holding Penn State to 059. And again, Penn State 9 hitting errors, but just 1 block from Iowa. So we'll see if Iowa can continue to pressure Penn State or if Penn State starts to find a little bit more of a groove and gets into an offensive angle there. Taylor Trammell leads Penn State with 3 kills on just 4 swings. Zoe Weatherington with 2, Alexa Markley with 2. 7 assists for Elisaya, 6 for Bailey Ortega, and 5 for Lily Tessier. Sydney Dennis floats the serve over. Grimes plays it. Elisaya, right side coming, off the block, back onto the Penn State side. Mostly Urquhart. McSweeney might have got a piece of that or been in the play as they reject Holland, 1-0 Hawks. Dennis again. Another good floater, Grimes. Elisaya outside. Williams blocked. Let's see, that's Schmidt and McSweeney as they return to sender on Williams. The Hawks have doubled their block output here in the first 2 points. Dennis, good drop serve. Grimes, tough pass, chopped over, uses Tessier. Hinkle uses hands to Schmidt. Off the block, McSweeney covers. Tessier off the block, diving play. Oh, good punch over. Dennis, Tessier, McSweeney. Good dig there by Bilanovic. Williams. Man, she has got that little throw push thing perfected. If you're going to get away with that, man, you can move the ball anywhere. 2-1 on the Williams kill. Watch out, Hawk fans. Holland back at the service line. Good pass from Hinkle. Tessier, McSweeney, wide. No touch called, tied at 2. Hawks did what you want to do there, just didn't get the point out of it. Holland again. Good flat serve. Hinkle, good pass to Tessier. Outside to Urquhart. Sharp cross, scores. That was a beauty. We saw that one, well, it was probably 17 times last night from Sarah Franklin. As she goes into that 4-5 seam, Urquhart goes thumb down, pushes it over that direction. Hawks retake the lead. Urquhart's second kill, 3-2 Hawks. Hinkle floats it. Grimes takes it. Elisaya. Williams punches it with 2 hands. Hinkle. Tessier behind her to Schmidt. Through the block. Scores. 4-2. Hawks on top. Schmidt's first. Hinkle floats that one. Oh, good serve. Grimes off the net. Williams chops it long. No touch called. 5-2 Hawks. That was a great serve by Hinkle. She dropped it really right in that donut. Kind of that'd be the 3-5 seam, 3-6 seam. Hinkle goes harder this time, goes at Grimes again. Elisaya tip, left-handed tip. Tessier platforms at Urquhart for kind of a rolling shot. Belanovic. Elisaya goes up and hammers it on 2. Weatherington checks in. Grimes goes out. 5-3 Hawks on top. Elisaya switches sides. Goes over. Serving it from the 5 spot. Left-hander. Fires it over. Catches the back line. Dennis thought it was going to be long. Paints the tape. Another ace serve. The 4th for Penn State. It's 5-4. Elisaya again, same spot. Urquhart takes this one. Tessier behind her to Schmidt, off the block. Net violation on Penn State. Would have found the floor on Penn State's side off the block anyway. Schmidt's second kill, 6-4. Schmidt stays in, she'll serve. Adina comes forward, fires it over. Stark. Williams has to take it. Good punch. Schmidt diving play. Tessier platforms it. Urquhart high off the block, dug by Stark. Elisaya behind her to Weatherington. Woo! She packed a wall up there, 6-5. Couple subs coming from both sides. Schmidt going out, Ortega coming in, Tessier going out, Black coming in. Penn State side, Williams goes out, Kirshen comes in, and Markley comes in, and Stark goes out. So Kirshen to serve, 6-5. Iowa leads the second. Kirshen, good sharp cross, Hinkle. Ortega behind her to Urquhart. Diving play by Kirshen. Elisaya, good ball, dug up. Ortega outside, Black off the block. Dennis covers. Ortega, Jones, misses wide. Hawks think there's a touch. Coach Barnes is going to believe his team. He is going to believe his team. Call for the touch. Not sure. I'm trying to watch the Penn State players as they walk back to the huddle to see if they think they got away with something or not. 6-all on the Jones hitting error. We'll see how this one goes. Penn State challenged a call in the first set. Was deemed incorrect, so they lost their challenge. Penn State has one remaining. This is the Hawkeyes' first challenge. Showing it on the replay board up above. I got no chance of seeing that one. I don't know whether they think it hit the Elisaya, trying to dig it, or whether it came off the middle. Let's see what we get here. Both teams struggling to find offense. Hawkeyes hitting 159 for the match. Penn State hitting just 044. Love to tell you it was the strong net play, but so far it's been teams just kind of chopping it out a little bit. Penn State with 2 blocks, the Hawks with 3. Which is one of the things that we talked about with Coach Barnes before the match. Hawks were going to need to try to find a little bit more block. As last night, the outsides from Wisconsin, Franklin and Orzal, just really had their way and didn't have to switch shots too often, but when they did, they were effective. Spinning the handle here on the, we're gonna get a call as confirmed on this one is what I think I heard. So the Hawks will lose a challenge. Each team will have 1 challenge remaining. Six all here in set 2. I always love the puzzle of checking the coaches. Are you sure? Are you sure? I would call out a road coach. So we're gonna heckle Coach Barnes a little bit for that one, but we got the explanation he wanted and didn't draw it out too far. 6-0. Kirshen, good strong serve at Hinkle. Ortega, Jones, high off the block, but goes over Elisaya's head. Kirshen, good hustle play, can't get there. 7-6, Hawks lead. Dennis goes out, Vanderwide comes in. Jones back up to 4 kills now. Urquhart to serve. Her run in the first set brought the Hawks back right down the line. Kirshen, bad pass. Elisaya outside. Markley tips it. Covered. Jones. Oh. Jones had the right play. Tried to throw it over the net, but unfortunately threw it into the net. Tied at 7. Coach Barnes again questioning the Penn State hitters. The ball stays on their hand a long time when they change directions with this ball, as Markley really had a hold of that one. Bilanovic to serve. Fires that one at Hinkle. Ortega pushes it out. Vanderwide tips. It's a beauty, but it's dug up by Elisai on the pancake. Markley tips. Fires that one at Ortega and scores 8-7. I don't know if I've ever seen a team, I don't even know how to describe it, aggressively tip. It's not a throw because the referees aren't calling it that, but it's a very aggressive change of direction. Bilanovic, good serve. Urquhart, Jones has the tip, covers herself. Hinkle, Vanderwide chops it over. Boy, Penn State just really kind of butchered that one. Had an easy free ball coming over. Didn't play it very well, tied at 8. Amaya Jones back to serve. Give Vanderwide the kill, one of the easiest ones she's going to get in the Big Ten season. Jones goes cross this time. Ball goes overpass. McSweeney goes up and kills it. Miscommunication in the back row from Penn State, as that was Kirshen and Markley that bumped into each other. Ball went overpass. Jones, good solid serve. Another overpass. Vanderwide uses hands. Ortega, right side. Black scores. (10-8), Hawks on top. Audrey Black's second kill. Jones again, another good serve. Kirshen, bad pass. Elisaya outside. Markley has to roll it. Boy, the Hawks are going to challenge this, but Line judge was looking right at it. Boy, this is a tough one. And this is your last challenge if you're wrong. So Hawks are going to challenge the in-out call. Otherwise, Markley with the good roll shot. Hawks had a lot of people staring at it, but the line judge had a great look at it. We'll see. We'll see what the break is here. Any part of the ball touches the line it's in. Four for McSweeney, 4 for Jones, 4 for Vanderwide, 4 for Alexa Markley if this call stands. 3 for Taylor Trammell and 3 for Zoe Wetherington. Belanovic with 4 digs, Kirshen with 3. Hinkle now with 4. Amaya Jones with 3. Don't often have your middle up there. Delaney McSweeney with a couple blocks. Elisaya with a couple blocks as well. She's filled the stat sheet nicely. 9 assists, a service ace, 4 digs, 2 kills, 2 blocks. She's new to the Penn State roster. She played, I believe it was Cal State Berkeley for 3 years before transferring to Penn State. Penn State, a little bit like Iowa, as I was going through their lineup, you look at the newcomers, they lean on the newcomers. It's not just that they've got a bunch of new people on the roster, it's they lean on the new people to contribute and participate. We've got the decision made. The ball was, so he's going to say the ball was in, I believe. So the call's going to stand. So that'll be Hawkeyes' last challenge. Hawkeyes will be out of challenges now as the ball's in. 10-9, Hawks on top. Grimes comes back in now for Wetherington. Got a couple digs and an assist. She'll serve. Fires it right down the line. Hinkle, great pass to Ortega to McSweeney. Blocked. One-on-one. Allie Holland wins that. Tied at 10. Good first pass. Good set. Need McSweeney to go one side or the other. Grimes again. Sails that one long. Service error gives the Hawks the lead again, 11-10. Schmidt comes in for Ortega. Tessier comes in for Black. Tessier to serve. Tessier goes right down. Kirshen steps in. Elisaya slide. Hawks tried to duck out of the way, but ball caught the back line. Slide from Holland, scores. Tied at 11. Williams back into the front row. Stark into the back row. She'll serve. Hawks took the first set, 27-25. Tied at 11 here in the second. Stark runs it forward, floats that one. Hinkle has to come forward and get it. Tessier outside. Schmidt off the block. Catches the line and scores. Good block there. That was Elisaya and Holland that'll get that one. 12-11 Penn State. Tries to float that one. Just Stark with the kind of the sheepish grin on her face there. She caught the bottom of the tape. And I don't mean at the top of the net. I mean at the bottom of the net. Tied at 12. Each team, 4 aces, 4 airs on the service line. Sydney Dennis back in. Tied at 12 now. Sid floats that one over. Grimes, middle attack. Boy, that was a good one. Elisaya put it right up. Holland ran right in behind her. A lot of times the middle will come across the face or they'll run the slide to the right side. That time they actually ran in real tight right in behind Elisaya. Good play. Hawk block wasn't ready. Holland back to serve, 13-12 Penn State. Holland, another great serve. Tessier, McSweeney off the block, covered back onto the Penn State side. Grimes takes it. Elisaya, middle attack, finds the floor. That was Trammell. 14-12, Penn State's pushed ahead by 2. Penn State heating up a little bit. 2:94 now here in the set. Holland, another good serve. Urquhart, Tessier, Schmidt tips it, covered. Ball's up. Williams punches it over. Tessier has to chase it down, uses hands. Urquhart blocked, covered by Hinkle. Dennis uses hands. Urquhart off the block. Pushed up in the air, Grimes takes it. Williams, big high swing. Dennis, Tessier, Schmidt. Doug, ball's tight. She's in the net. Williams tried to go up. Williams has a really interesting swing, really kind of cocks her arm back down low and then snaps it up high. And in that case, she snapped it into the net. Hitting air from Williams, 14-13. Penn State still up by 1. Hinkle to serve for the Hawks. Fires it right in the middle of the net, 15-13. Weatherington back in for Grimes. Holland did a nice job there at back right. Got a couple digs. Not bad for a middle. Elisaya to serve. Left-hander fires it right down the line. It's a good one. Tessier gets the ball up. Schmidt, dug by Stark. Elisaya behind her. Weatherington. Whew. Man, she is strong. 16-13 Penn State. Coach Barnes will use his first timeout. 16-13 Penn State stretched the lead here in set 2. You're listening to Hawkeye Volleyball presented by Quickstar. Welcome back to Hawkeye Volleyball. Hawk fans, experience your home away from home at Coralville's finest all-suite hotels. Homewood Suites and Home to Suites by Hilton each offer guests spacious suites, complimentary breakfast, 24-hour fitness center, pool, hot tub, guest laundry, and convenient locations. Let their warm and friendly staff take care of you and your family when you visit Hawkeye Country. As I mentioned, Penn State heating up a little bit, now hitting 300 in the set, 9 kills to just 3 hitting errors. Hitting 148 for the match now. They lead set 2, 16-13. Hawks hitting 074 here in the set and 136 for the match. Neither team. Well, Penn State now with 4 total blocks, Hawks with 3. Elisaya to serve. Sends that to Dennis. Tessier behind her. Schmidt off the block. Elisaya with the dig. Milanovic outside Weatherington. Off the block. Stays on the Penn State side. Back to Weatherington again. Sails that one long. Both Penn State hitters, Weatherington and Williams, have interesting deliveries, but both deliver a ton of power. 16-14 now. Penn State on top. Schmidt to serve. Goes across at Williams. Bad pass. Weatherington tries to chase it down. Can't do it. Ace serve from Schmidt. (16-15). Hawks back to within 1. Penn State basically trying to return with 2 here. Schmidt sails it long. Changed her eye line there as they pushed Williams all the way to the sideline. Stark and Milanovic were going to basically be the only 2 returners. And Schmidt pushed it long, trying to sneak it in the seam. 17-15. Penn State leads. 6 service errors now for the Hawks. To go with 5 aces, 4 each for Penn State. Kirshen, who has one of the Penn State aces, to serve. She fires that sharp cross at Hinkle. Ortega. Jones has to tip. Weatherington was able to get a hand on it, but Kirshen at a very generous 5'9" could not jump up and get a second touch on it. 17-16. Jones with her fifth kill. Urquhart to serve. Off the tape, Kirshen gets it. Elisaya outside, Markley rolls it over. Urquhart gets it. Ortega, Jones off the block. Elisaya, good one-handed dig. Ball's tight, back on the Penn State side. That ball's up. Elisaya gets a left-handed swing. Urquhart, Ortega behind her to Black. Dug by Kirshen. Elisaya. Markley rolls it. Hawks can't get it up in the air. Good play there by Markley. 18-16. Bilanovic back to serve. Pats it and comes forward. Fires it into the net. Hawks catch a break, 18-17. Hinkle goes out. McSweeney comes into the front row. Amaya Jones and her 5 kills and 3 digs. Back to serve. Fires that one. Kirshen off the net. Elisaya behind her to Weatherington. Pushes that ball into the net. And again, I don't know how that ball isn't a throw. Doesn't matter in that case as it went right into the net, tied at 18. Jones goes strong at Kirshen. Elisaya behind her to Weatherington. That ball was not a throw, and that ball it just hammers the floor, 19-18. Weatherington goes out. 5 kills, 5 errors for her on the night. Grimes in to serve. Runs it forward. Good strong serve there. Vanderwide, Ortega. Vanderwide rolls it. Dug by Bilanovic. Elisaya outside Markley. Off the block, dug by Urquhart. Ortega dumps it, finds a hole. Back row setter dumped it right in the donut. Tied at 19. Hawks make a double switch. Tessier back in to serve. Lilly floats it over. Kirshen, good pass. Elisaya, slide from Holland. 6'7" Delaney McSweeney got in trouble because she was 6'7" that time. She had enough reach to get back. Unfortunately for her, Schmidt was coming in and would have had that tip covered. Holland gets the kill. 2019 Penn State. Stark back in, she'll serve. Tries to float it. McSweeney takes it. Tessier behind her to Vanderwide. Dug by Grimes. Elisaya. Blocked by McSweeney. Great job there from Delaney. She jumped with Elisaya, who was a back row setter, but was able to jump again and block Holland. Tied at 20. Again, I guess that's the beauty of being 6'7". Ball found the 6th spot in the back row. Dennis to serve. Tied at 20. Floats that over into the 1 spot. Elisaya, good ball. Holland, good tip. Hinkle gets it. Tessier. McSweeney gets it. Stark, Elisaya, Holland punches it onto the back line. Great job there. 21-20. Holland back to the service line. She's got a couple aces for the Nittany Lions. Hawks will need her out of here quickly. Runs it forward and fires. Got her out of there quickly as she misses long. 21 all. Amaya Jones back in. Delaney McSweeney to the bench. Mari Hinkle to the service line. Who can push 4 points the quickest? Hinkle floats that one over. Grimes off the net. Elisaya outside. Williams, big swing. Man, is that a cannon. 22-21. Just Williams' third kill, but that was a good one. Elisaya back to serve. 22-21. Penn State on top. Left-hander. Floats it over. Off the net. Tessier platforms it. Urquhart has to roll it. Dug by Bilanovic. Jones. Jones is called for going over the net. And it'll be 23-21 on the attack error from from the Hawkeyes. Not something you can challenge anyway, but there's no. We're discussing and arguing, but Hawks have no chance to. He does not have a challenge left. Not sure what's going on here. As we're in a place we're not allowed to be here. Hawkeyes are trying to challenge something, and they don't have any challenges left. So. Penn State coach trying to get an explanation from the down ref because, again, it doesn't really matter here. The Hawkeyes shouldn't be able to challenge this. Although Elisaya got. Setter for Penn State's going to go over and try to explain it to the up ref. Although at this point, I'm not sure whether you need all 15 people on your bench telling him. Because it doesn't, if they didn't hear the first one or didn't care about the first one, they don't care about the other 7 people on the bench telling them. So we'll see how this goes. But we're going to raise a holy uproar if somehow this comes out and gets a replay. (23-21) is what the score is and should be. I'm not quite sure how we got here, as this is actually the Hawkeyes' third challenge of this set. Elisaya still looking for an explanation from the up ref. And unfortunately, I think the Hawkeyes would have won this. This is going to cause a holy ruckus because the Hawkeyes are going to win this challenge on no touch. They're going to give it to Penn State. Unfortunately, Coach Barnes was right, but he's out of challenges. And I'm still not sure why the Hawkeyes don't get a yellow card for this as well. Anyway, 23-21. Penn State leads the second set. Elisaya to serve. Goes at Dennis. Tessier. Jones catches the back line and scores. 23-22. Hawks hanging around. Amaya's got 6. And we'll see what Schmidt can do. Stark trying to cover up Williams. Bilanovic ready to receive. Schmidt misses long. Her second service error in that same spot, hits the seam, just barely misses, but what a time to miss. Penn State up 24-22 here in the second. Kirshen will come in, she'll serve. Markley will come in, she'll be the outside. (24-22), Penn State on top. Kirshen to close it out. Goes it Urquhart, Ortega all the way to Black. Strange place, Kirshen, Elisaya. Weatherington through the block and scores. Penn State takes the second set, 25-22, and we're tied at 1 set apiece. Longer halftime break here. We'll go ahead and take it, tied at 1. You're listening to Hawkeye Volleyball, presented by Quickstar. Okay, welcome back to Hawkeye Volleyball presented by Quickstar. I'm John Evans. I don't know if entertaining is exactly the right word to end the first set there. Penn State pulls away, wins, the second set. Penn State pulls away, wins the set 25-22. I'm not sure what the rule is for when you lose your first two challenges, you get a third challenge, you win the challenge, but then understand that you weren't supposed to have it, and so you still lose the point. My guess is Iowa still has no challenges left, but made for an interesting couple of minutes there as we went through the whole process. 25-22, Penn State takes the second. Hawks took the first, 27-25. Penn State offense heated up nicely there in the second set, hitting 294. Hawkeye offense 188 in the first, 132 in the second, 157 for the match. Elisaya with 20 assists. Zoe Weatherington 6 kills, Markley with 5, Holland with 5, Trammell with 4. Give 6 digs to Bilanovic, 6 to Elisaya. On the Hawkeye side, you've got 6 from Jones, 4 from McSweeney. 9 assists for Bailey Ortega, 9 for Lily Tessier. Couple aces for Michelle Urquhart. 5 digs from Mari Hinkle, 4 from Sid Dennis, 4 from Michelle Urquhart. 3 blocks from Delaney McSweeney. 3 from Allie Holland and 3 from Elisaya. Pretty even match so far. And we're underway here in set 3. Urquhart, bad pass. Dennis gets it back out to Urquhart. Off the block, finds the hole in the middle of the floor. She fit it through Elisaya and Holland. Hawks score first again, 1-0. Hinkle back to serve. Comes over to the 1 spot this time. Drops that ball. Grimes. Elisaya. Off Williams. Goes through Jones and Anabanjo. AJ tried to do a backhand, left-hand swing, but couldn't make contact. Williams' 5th kill. We're tied at 1. Holland to serve. Goes at Dennis. Bad pass. Hinkle uses hands out to Urquhart. Rolls it over. Diving play by Grimes. Elisaya dunks it in. Good play. She doesn't swing a lot, but she is effective. 3 kills on. She had a back row swing earlier that she's not getting credit for on the stat sheet, but 3 kills on 4 swings. Holland again. Goes at Urquhart. Bad pass there. Holland with her 3rd ace. Urquhart got a little wrong-footed again. We'll check on Holland. My guess is that's going to be pretty close to a career high for aces. Dennis actually give her a 4th one. Vanderweid's going to come back in for Dennis. Holland just tied her career high. She had 4 aces last year against Indiana. We've got almost 2 sets to play. Goes off the tape. Urquhart, Tessier, Jones. No touch. And you're out of challenges, so. Hawkeyes adamant. Penn State bench getting a little feisty here too now. As we've lost civility here for sure. Holland 5-1. Goes at Vanderweid. Good pass to Tessier. Behind her to Anabanjo. Into the tape. Coach Barnes is going to go ahead and call a timeout. 6-1 here in set 3. We'll be back. We're going to go ahead and take a break before I say something that isn't good. 6-1, Penn State leads, tied at a set apiece. You're listening to Hawkeye Volleyball, presented by Quick Start. Welcome back to Hawkeye Volleyball here at Extreme Arena. I'm John Evans. Score sheet says 5-1. Scoreboard says 6-1. Holland to serve again. Drops that one in front of Vanderwide. Tessier has to platform it. Urquhart, good swing from off the net. Elisaya. Williams has to roll it over. Dug by Hinkle. Tessier, it's tight. Hinkle punches it over. Hawks right now are in the range of can't get a call or feel like every call is going against them. 7-1, Penn State leads. Vanderwide, Tessier, Urquhart. Hawks finally stop it. Big swing there from Urquhart, 7-2. On a banjo to serve. Toyosi floats it at the 5 spot. Grimes, middle attack, off the block. But rattles back onto the Hawkeye side. Trammell gets the kill, 8-2. Weatherington back in for Grimes. Black and Ortega come in for the Hawks. Elisaya to serve, the lefty. Rips it over. Vanderwide off the net. Ortega behind her to Urquhart. Right side. Good swing there. We were talking about it last night with Reagan Coyle. Bailey Ortega delivers a fantastic back set, and that time pushed it out far enough. Urquhart was able to get a one-on-one swing. It's 8-3. Urquhart now to serve. Goes at the 6 spot. Bad pass. Williams is going to get a swing. It's a beauty. Hinkle can't dig it up. Ball ends up in the support there. Down ref sees it, finally grabs it. 9-3, Penn State leads. Kirshen back to serve. Goes at Urquhart. Ortega, Jones. Bailey. She's good at the right side, but she's pretty good at the middle too, as she gave Jones a ball and just right on top of the net, hammered it right home. 9-4. Amaya's got 7. Kirshen, that's an overpass. McSweeney goes and pushes it down. And again, that one should have been a back row setter, as Elisaya is back row. 9-5. Jones, good sharp serve, bad pass, middle attack, into the net from Trammell. Ball wasn't high enough from Elisaya, 9-6. Jones, Kirshen steps in front. Vanderwide tips it down, 9-7. Timeout, Penn State. Hawks rattling back, momentum back on the black and gold side. We'll take a break. You're listening to Hawkeye Volleyball, presented by Quick Start. Welcome back to Hawkeye Volleyball. Hawks on a 4-0 run. Made it now 9-7. Penn State still leads. Tied at 1 set apiece. The Hawkeye win of the first set was actually the first set that Iowa had taken from Penn State. 16 straight sets Penn State had beaten Iowa. Last time Iowa had won a set was in 2017. And I don't really think Penn State expected a problem. And toward the end of the second set, refereeing error, it's turned quite chippy here now as we've moved along. 9-7. Jones puts it in the net, 10-7. Milanovic to serve. Penn State up 10-7 here in the third. Good float serve. Vanderwide steps in. Ortega behind her to Black. Wrong foots it up and scores 10-8. Schmidt comes in for Ortega. Tessier comes in for Black. See if the Hawks can climb back up here. Tessier floats that one over into the 6th spot. Another bad pass. Elisaya, though, goes up a great one-handed set to Holland. And Holland kind of chops it over into the 1-2 spot, 11-8. Holland's got 6. Grimes back in, she'll serve. She's got 5 digs, played a nice back row. Sails that one long, though. Service error number 7 for the Nittany Lions. 11-9. Vanderwide goes out. Dennis comes back in. See if she can get her feet under her. Play a little bit better in the back row. Dennis, good serve there. Good pass. Elisaya, slide to Holland. Tessier tries to get the dig, but can't do it. Holland now up to 7. 12-9. Stark in, she'll serve. Runs forward, fires it over. Hinkle, Tessier one-hands it. McSweeney has to platform it over, though. Elisias blocked. Dennis, Tessier platforms it. Urquhart right down the line, but that's covered. Pushed over by Stark. Schmidt takes it. Tessier outside to Urquhart. Big swing, Doug. Grimes with a beauty. Elisaya into the crowd. Stark back row, rolls it over. Tessier takes it. Hinkle platforms it behind her. Urquhart rolls it. It's a good one, but it's Doug. Elisaya tips it, probably out. Tessier takes it. Dennis, Urquhart off the block. Dug by Grimes. Elisaya, that ball's tight. Big swing, catches the line. Again, crowd thinks it's out, but at this point, it just doesn't matter. 13-9. Hinkle, Tessier outside to Urquhart. Big swing off the block, scores. Rattled through Stark past Grimes. 13-10. Tipped over, dug by Schmidt. Tessier outside to Urquhart. She tips. Williams gets it. Elisaya behind her to Stark. High off the block. That'll go for a point. Good back row kill there for Stark. And Holland back to serve. She's had a couple of big service runs. Dennis off the net. Tessier outside to Urquhart off the block. Jones not ready to cover. 15-10. Holland, another good one. Bad pass. Schmidt platforms it high and over. Grimes, Elisaya. Trammell gets the kill. It's 16-10. Timeout, Iowa. Penn State starting to pull away. Tied at 1 set apiece. Penn State leads the third, 16-10. You're listening to Hawkeye Volleyball, presented by Quickstar. Welcome back to Hawkeye Volleyball. When corn grows Iowa, Iowans win. Take a closer look and you'll discover the many connections you have to corn. And those connections translate into win for farmers and wins for all Iowans. Share your winning moments using hashtag IowansWin. Right now we've got hashtag stats broken. We've got, looks like they finally got StatCast maybe up and right. 16-10, Penn State leads. In any event, StatCast is right. In total score, well, it shows Iowa on an 8-0 scoring run right now. But Allie Holland, back at the service line, she's engineered a couple of big runs for the Nittany Lions. 16-10 here in the third. Dennis takes it. Tessier, middle to Jones. Kind of whiffs on it. Dug up. Elisaya outside. Williams, big swing. Man, she's strong. 17-10. She struggled out of system, but boy, when she gets an in-system ball, there's no doubt in her mind what she's supposed to do with it. She's up to 9 kills now. Holland at Dennis. Much better pass to Tessier. She dumps it. Nice job there from Lily. She doesn't do that very often at all. 17-11. Ortega's in, she'll serve. Bailey floats it over into the 5 spot. Middle attack, off the block. Dennis just kind of whiffed on it. That was Trammell. Tough night for Sid. Plenty of time to bounce back, though. 18-11 Penn State. Elisaya to serve. Good strong serve. Hinkle, Ortega behind her to Urquhart. Straight down on the block. Beautiful block from Williams. Trammell might get a piece of it, but that was a whole lot of Williams. 19-11 now. Elisaya tosses it up, fires it. Another beauty. Hinkle, Ortega behind her to Urquhart. Mickey gets the kill that time. She's got 7. $19-12 Penn State. Penn State hitting .647 here in the third set. Asked earlier if they'd be able to answer the bell. Boy, they have. Urquhart, good strong serve. Stark, Elisaya, Williams. Just like you saw last night if you're a Hawk fan, outside hitter starting to find rhythm. And Williams pounds it home. She's got 10. Good news, she heads to the bench. Kirshen comes in for her. Markley comes into the front row. Kirshen knocks it at Urquhart. Ortega outside of Vanderwide. She's blocked. Ball catches the line. 21-12. Kirshen again. That's another great serve. Ball dropped right in front of Hinkle and Urquhart, 22-12. Penn State's 7th ace. Kirshen, Hinkle, bad pass. Ortega to Vanderwide. She tips. Jones takes it. Ortega behind her to Black. Through the block, scores. Audrey Black with 4 kills. Hawks with a pretty steep hill, 22-13. Jones, right down at Kirshen, off the net. Elisaya outside to Markley, big swing and hammers it up. Amaya Jones isn't built for digging, and that got her right there, 23-13. Vilanovic back in. Floats it at Vanderwide, doesn't move her feet. Ortega to McSweeney, blocked back onto the Hawkeye side. Too easy when you kind of see that one coming the whole way. Penn State's got a whole bunch of set points. They're getting worked on the training table on the Penn State side. Looks like trying to just work on a hip over there. Vilanovic floats that one at Urquhart. Ortega outside to Vanderwide. Net call, bounced it off Vilanovic anyway. 24-14. Hawks got 3 challenges earlier. Now they're going to go for the famous "this serve's worth 10 points" from Lily Tessier to see if they can get back in the set. Tessier pounds it down, floats it over. Off the net, Elisaya outside to Markley. Dug by Urquhart. Tessier tracks it, McSweeney gets the kill. In my 10-point world, we're tied, but unfortunately that didn't work. It's 24-15. Tessier to serve. We'll see if the Hawks can just build some momentum here for set 4. Tessier goes at Kirshen. Weatherington, nice job punching it over. Hinkle platforms it to Schmidt on the right side. She's blocked by Markley and Holland, and that'll end the 3rd set, 25-15. Penn State takes a 2-1 lead. We're going to go ahead and take a break. Not the full extended halftime, but still a little bit longer break. You're listening to Hawkeye Volleyball, presented by Quickstar. Welcome back to Hawkeye Volleyball. I'm John Evans. Penn State now leads the match 2-1. Hawks took the first, 27-25. Penn State won a contested third set, 25-22. Penn State took the second 25-22 and then roared out, took the third in 25-15, hitting 619. 619 in the third set. Again, we don't have the updated stat sheet from the official stat sheet. We'll go with StatCast and as close as they are, because Shauna Williams leads all attackers. She's really come on strong. Had a rough beginning to the match, but she's up to 10 kills now. Trammell and Holland 7 apiece. Hawkeyes have Jones and Urquhart with 7 apiece. McSweeney and Vanderwide each with 6. Weatherington and Markley each have 6. Elisaya 33 assists. Ortega 14, Tessier 13. But Penn State really turned up the blocking pressure there in the third set. Now up to 10. Again, sixth ranked team in the country blocking at the net. And after maybe not showing it as much in the first 2 sets, really turned on set 3 there. Hawks will see if they can get this to a 5th, and it'll start with Sydney Dennis serving. Goes over into the 1 spot. Grimes steals it from Stark. Williams punches it over. Hinkle, Tessier, Urquhart. Sharp cross off Williams. Ball sticks up in the net by the antenna. That's a new one on me, but I guess it hit the antenna, so it was out of play. Dennis to serve again. Goes over. Grimes. Elisaya. Holland. McSweeney blocks it, but covered by Grimes. Nicely done. Williams blocked. Vilanovic. Elisaya. Williams. Good gravy, she's got a just, what an arm. I know I'm Hawkeye Radio Network and all, but boy, is that a big swing. I need a radar gun on those. We saw that last night with Franklin. Really love to see the speed on that thing. Holland again, we're tied at 1. She goes at Hinkle. Tessier off the net, behind her to Schmidt, through the block and scores. Good news for the Hawks. They got Holland off the line quickly. If I'm not mistaken, the Hawkeyes have scored the first point in every set. Hasn't always gone well from there, though. Hinkle. Good serve at Grimes. Elisaya outside Williams. Tessier takes it. Hinkle platforms it to Schmidt. Tip. Williams gets it. Elisaya pushes it to Williams, who uses 2 hands. Hinkle takes it. Tessier. Jones. Vilanovic into the Hawkeye recruits. It's 3-1. Jones has been quiet. She's got 8 now. The Hawks' passing's kind of gone away. So is the middle attack. Hinkle. Grimes. Good pass. Elisaya, it's tipped. Tessier diving play. Jones uses hands. We've seen worse. Jones called for a double. I guess the good news if you're a Hawk fan was Schmidt missed out of bounds anyway. Coach Barnes, I think, angered as much with the consistency as anything else. Elisaya to serve. Urquhart, good pass. Tessier, Jones finds the floor. Boy, you find a good pass, you find your middle's hot, then good things happen. I said earlier, this might not have been Sydney Dennis's best match. We've seen this refereeing crew before. This might not be their best either. 4-2, Ortega. Stark, Elisaya. Weatherington blocked by Jones. Tried to run Weatherington in the middle. Not quite as dynamic as some of the others. 5-2. I'm sure I'll hear about it when I don't have my best night here too, so we all get one. You're allowed. Ortega floats that one into the 3-hole. Williams. Golly, she's strong. Pounds that through the Black and Jones block. 5-3 though, Hawks still lead. Kirshen to serve. Kirshen, good sharp cross. Urquhart though, great pass. Ortega, Jones scores. Amaya with 10. Dennis out, Vanderwide in. Urquhart to the back line. See if the Hawks can go on a run and make set 4 stress-free. Urquhart floats that into the 3 spot. Weatherington has to take it. Middle to Trammell. Good tip. Ortega. Hinkle behind her. Boy, that ball's tight. Vanderwide, good ball though. Markley takes it. Markley with the swing. Rolls it over. Hinkle. Urquhart gets it. Vanderwide running swing off the block. Elisaya. Tipped. Jones punches it right back over. Bilanovic. Elisaya outside. Markley off the block. Elisaya. Bilanovic. Weatherington. Wow. No approach. Right hand, thumb down. Just hammers it. Just clobbers it. Wasn't really a line shot, but kind of a 5-6 seam. Had no business hitting the ball there, and man, she killed it. 6-4, Iowa still leads. Bilanovic floats it over. Vanderwide, great pass to Ortega. Behind her to Black, off the block, one-on-one, scores. Audrey Black quietly, really good night. 5 kills on 8 swings. Amaya Jones. 7-4, Hawks lead. Good sharp serve there. Kirshen, though, great pass. Elisaya to the middle. Holland with the kill. Pounded it off Ortega. Holland's got 8, 7-5. Grimes is back in. She'll serve. Goes it. Urquhart. Ortega outside to Vanderwide. She goes off the Elisaya block. Vanderwide's got 7. Couple of Hawkeye changes. Tessier in, she'll serve. Tessier goes over into the 1 spot. Grimes, good pass. Elisaya, slide to Holland, tipped. Hinkle's there. Tessier, McSweeney, dug by Kirshen. Calls the body in the net. Holland says no. 1 challenge left. Well, maybe. We're not quite sure how many are left in this match. Tessier to serve. Goes at Grimes again. Elisaya outside behind Markley. She hits it into the Hawkeye bench. Not a great set. Hate it when the hitter gets a hitting error for that, but it is. 10-5, Hawks lead. Timeout Penn State. Penn State leads 2-1. Hawks lead set 4, 10-5. You're listening to Hawkeye Volleyball, presented by Quickstar. Welcome back to Extreme Arena. Hey, Hawk fans, Oak Knoll is presently hiring full-time and part-time cooks to work in one of their 4 dining venues. Their cook shift ends at 8 p.m., meaning no late nights and more time with friends and family. They work with fresh foods to show off your creativity. Does having paid time off and benefits sound good to you? Learn more. Go to oaknoll.com/join our team. Go Hawks. 10-5 here in set 4. Hawks hitting .727 here in the 4th. Is that sustainable? Probably not. Tessier floats it to the 1 spot again. Grimes. Elisaya. Dug by Tessier. Hinkle. Vanderwide. Off the block. Hawks get that up and over. Kirshen. Elisaya behind her to Holland. Tip. Man. Penn State hitters have some seriously sticky fingers when it comes to some of those adjustments, we'll call them. Holland gets the kill, though, 10-6. Stark in to serve. Holland hitting .333, up to 9 kills. Stark goes at Urquhart. Tessier, McSweeney off the block and scores. Was one-on-one there. If you're Elisaya and you aren't helping with the block, you probably ought to be ready for some garbage or junk coming over. She wasn't. Ball came over her head, 11-6. McSweeney up to 8 kills now. Dennis goes deep. Grimes, good pass. Elisaya hits it, catches the back line. Coach Barnes thinks it's out, but again, doesn't really matter. .11-7. Elisaya with her 4th kill. Holland to serve. Another good flat serve. Sails it long, though. Hawks have caught a break with her, got her out of the rotation quickly twice. 12-7. Hinkle to serve. The libero pulls it. Good sharp serve. Grimes steps in. Elisaya just pounds it over. Dennis takes it. Tessier behind her. Schmidt blocked. Hinkle covers. Dennis chases it down. Jones tips. Uses Stark. Elisaya outside to Williams. Blocked! Schmidt and Jones. Still don't want to see Williams getting a free swing if you're a Hawkeye fan. She brings some noise. 13-7 though as the Hawks win that battle. Hinkle goes long. 13-8. 9 service errors for the Hawks. Elisaya, she's had a good flat serve tonight. Just pounded it kind of right over the tape. Been a handful for Dennis. Same one. Urquhart, great pass to Tessier. Jones through the block, dug by Bilanovic. Jones takes it. Tessier one hands. Schmidt high off the block. Bilanovic. Elisaya. Weatherington misses wide. Weatherington is strong, but a little wild. 7 kills, 7 errors, and I'm not sure the Hawks have blocked her very often. 14-8. Hawks with a couple subs, including Bailey Ortega. She'll serve. Ortega goes at Stark. Elisaya, middle to Weatherington. Oh, miscommunication from the Hawks. Ortega steps away from it. Dennis has got to take that ball. You want your defensive specialist taking that over the setter. Weatherington now 8 kills. Ball was thrown to Kirshen. She wasn't quite ready for it. She's been very good on the service line as well. Couple aces for her tonight. 14-9, Iowa leads. Good flat serve. Doesn't get the ace, but Trammell almost kills Urquhart. What did she ever do to you, Taylor? As she takes the overpass and just pounds it back down. 14-10. Kirshen again. Hinkle. Ortega forces it to Jones. Weatherington with the dig. Elisaya platforms it behind her. Mark Black gets it. Hinkle. Jones goes up, wins the joust. Oh my! Jones wins the joust with Trammell. out of position, losing track of the ball, tracks it over her shoulder, pushes it over. 15-10. Amaya's got 11. Urquhart to serve right in front of the Hawkeye bench. Goes at one. Kirshen, good pass. Elisaya, middle. Punched it out long, no touch. 16-10. See what Urquhart can do. Mickey spins it. Couple bounces, comes forward. Top of the tape, stays on the Hawkeye side, 16-11. Holland in, Trammell out. Bilanovic back to serve for Penn State. 16-11. Bilanovic, the libero, runs it forward, good float. Urquhart, Ortega, outside Vanderwide. Set was way too tight. Weatherington was sitting right on top of Vanderwide. That's one of those balls. Give that ball to Jones. First pass was too good. Give it to Amaya. She's got 11 kills. Let her finish it. 16-12. Bilanovic floats it over. Ortega forces that one to Jones. Kirshen pushes it out. Again, I don't know how this. Markley throws it off the block. 16-13. Bilanovic. Hawks need to stop the run. 3-0 from Penn State. Good dump serve again. Ortega behind her. Off Black. Ortega takes it. Hinkle platforms behind her to Vanderwide. Ball dumps on. Not sure. Holland had the block. Looked like she saw it tracking down on her side, but couldn't dig it up. 17-13. Jones back to serve. Goes sharp. Kirshen. Elisaya behind her to Weatherington. Through the block and scores. Split the seam between Urquhart and Jones. 17-14. Grimes back in for Weatherington. That's 9 for her now. Grimes, good flat serve. Vanderwide off the net. Ortega behind her to Black. Diving play by Bilanovic. Elisaya outside. Blocked. Kirshen. Elisaya, middle to Holland. Tip. Diving one-handed play by Hinkle. Tip by the Hawks. That ball's up. Elisaya can't get it though. Give that kill to Black. Great tip there. Great pancake defense. But Elisaya's second contact pushed Merkel. Pushed Markley all the way into the courtside seats, 18-14. Black's got 6. Tessier to serve. Goes over at Grimes. Tough pass. Elisaya out to Markley. Back. Kirshen. Elisaya. Not dug by the Hawks. 16-15. Elisaya with another kill. That's 5. Talk about filling this stat sheet. 5 kills, 39 assists. She's got an ace. She's got 7 digs and 4 blocks. And hopefully she gets a nice meal on the way home because she should be tired. Stark back into serve. 18-15. Hawks in a must-win set here in the 4th. Urquhart. Tessier high off the Holland block. Stark. Elisaya behind her to Holland off the block. Tessier tries to one-hand it. Can't get it up in the air though. 18-16. Coach Barnes eyeballing the down ref. Looking, calls it. 18-16. Hawks still lead here in the 4th, but Penn State's been creeping closer through most of the middle of the set. We'll take a break. You're listening to Hawkeye Volleyball presented by Quickstar. Welcome back to Extreme Arena. I'm John Evans. Hawks clinging to an 18-16 lead here in the fourth. Penn State leads 2-1. Williams and Holland, double-digit kills for Penn State at 12 and 10. Amaya Jones with 11 for the Hawks. Hawks hitting .440 here in the fourth set. Penn State 206. Stark to serve. Fires it at Urquhart. Tessier, McSweeney. Off Grimes. That one got up into the crowd. 19-16. Dennis in for Vanderwide. She'll serve. Sid comes down the one. Stark. Elisaya. Holland behind her. Punches it over. Dennis, good pass. Tessier outside to Urquhart. Was behind her. Hawkeyes have a chance to get it up, but no. Urquhart blocked. 19-17. Trammell coming in means Holland goes to the service line. And it's these two rotations that the Hawks are going to need quick side outs. Elisaya, I think, serves next, and she's been a handful as well. Holland, good flat serve. Good pass. That passes off the net. Tessier, big high platform. Urquhart, blocked, goes wide. 9 for Mickey, 20-17. Hinkle in to serve. Jones to the front row. She was heating up when she cycled back. Hinkle, good float at the 6th spot. Good pass, though, outside. Williams, dug up. Stark uses hands. Elisaya, middle, block. Tessier, one hands it in the air. Hinkle, Urquhart. Rolls it, Grimes. Elisaya, Williams, high off the block. Hinkle chases it down. Tessier's got time. Jones, blocked. She looked tired. Trammell wins the one-on-one battle. 20-18. Jones has had a busy 2 nights, leading the Hawkeyes in swings. Not that frequent you'd have that from a middle. Elisaya, strong serve. Tessier behind her to Schmidt. Catches the back corner. Couple subs for the Hawks. It's 21-18. Grit test here for the Hawks. 21-18. Ortega, good drop serve. Ball comes up on this side. We'll call that an ace. Dropped it right in front of the 6th spot. 22-18. Timeout, Penn State. Hawks 3 points away from forcing a deciding 5th set. We'll take the timeout. You're listening to Hawkeye Volleyball, presented by Quickstar. Welcome back to Extreme Arena. I'm John Evans. Working on Kashana Williams' knee right here in front of me. Hope she's all right there. She's been a force with her 12 kills. Quickstar is proud to be presenting sponsor of Hawkeye Volleyball. Quickstar goes the extra mile to make sure you always have the freshest options, because service and quality is what matters most. Visit any of our locations across Iowa. 22-18 after the Bailey Ortega service ace. The Hawkeyes' 6th ace of the match. Hawkeyes out from the timeout. Penn State's been out and ready. Both teams, good balance. 12-10, 9-8, 7-5 for Penn State. 11-9, 9-8, 6-4 for the Hawks. Ortega goes at Williams. Bad pass, ace serve, back-to-back aces. It's 23-18. They're going to run a different set here. Try to get Williams out. See if the Hawks try to go at her anyway. Goes at Weatherington. Elisaya back out to Weatherington. Off the block scores. 23-19. Kirshen in for Williams. Kirshen to serve. Hawks 2 points away from forcing the fifth. Kirshen, good flat serve. Hinkle, bad pass. Ortega gets it to Jones, though. Vilanovic, great dig. Kirshen uses hands. Stark rolls it over. Ortega takes it. Jones takes it. Urquhart, high off the block. Vilanovic, good dig. Elisaya, behind her to Weatherington, one-on-one. Elisaya, that ball did not get over. Stark, way off the court, great play. Dennis, good dig. Jones, blocked, covered. Not blocked, hits the net. Boy, that was same thing that happened on this side. 23-20 now. Coach Barnes has a timeout, I guess, as he waits one more point. Kirshen's been tough. She's got 2 aces. Rifles it forward. Another good flat serve. Urquhart overpass. Ortega one-hands it. Hinkle has the platform. Kirshen, Elisaya, Weatherington blocked. Kirshen plays it. That ball was out. Elisaya. Stark just hammers it into the Hawkeye bench. 24-20. Dennis out, Vanderwide in. Hawks looking to force a fifth. It'll be Michelle Urquhart to try to get the Hawkeyes there. Mickey, good flat serve. Kirshen, it's off the net. Elisaya chases it down. Stark tips. Black is there. Ortega, Jones off the block. That ball's down. We're playing 5. Amaya Jones has 12. Good news for the Hawks. They're going to have a challenge back. 25-20. Hawks win the fourth. We're going to head to a fifth set. We'll be back. You're listening to Hawkeye Volleyball presented by Quickstar. Welcome back to Extreme Arena. I'm John Evans. 27-25, Hawks took the first. 25-22, 25-15. Penn State took 2 and 3. 25-20, Hawks took set 4. And here we are, set 5. Hawkeyes looking to buck some serious history here as we get into the 5th set. Williams, 12 kills for Penn State. Weatherington, 10. Holland, 10. 12 for Amaya Jones. 9 for Delaney McSweeney. Michelle Urquhart has 9. Vanderwide with 8. Hawks hit 343 there in set 4. Held Penn State to 156. So Penn State now will have 2 challenges. Coach Barnes has 1. And again, that's all rumor and speculation at this point based on how we've gone tonight. So we stayed on the same side. So Penn State's still on my left, Iowa on the right. I did not see who ended up getting the serve. We'll switch at 8. Penn State 2-1 in 5-set matches this year. Hawkeyes also 2-1. First serve there, that was a new one. Overpass, Ortega goes up. Look down, Penn State snuck Quinn Menger in. What a time to step in and play your first serve. And it was a good one. And Penn State leads 1-0. She spins it, comes forward. The lefty. Sails that one long though. Man, she's been sitting here for, it's 9:14. This match started at 7 o'clock. She's been sitting there for 2 hours and 15 minutes. That's a pretty good, that's a pretty big ask to come in and fire that away. We're tied at 1. Amaya Jones to serve. AJ goes at the 1 spot. Grimes steps in front. That's a back row setter. Or that's a double contact. Either way, Hawks lead 2-1. She hit it with one hand and the other hand below. Jones catches just over the net. Grimes, it's tight. Elisaya dunks it. Ortega takes it. Jones pushes it outside. Big swing from Black, high off the block. Dug by Bilanovic. Elisaya, Williams off the block. Ortega can't get it. Slides into the chairs. Tied at 2. Holland to serve now for Penn State. 2-all here in the 5th. Good flat serve again. It's a good pass though. Ortega behind her to Black. She's blocked by Williams and Trammell. Give the ball to your middles on the perfect pass. They've got 21 kills between them. Go get them. Holland. Good pass, Ortega. Black on a good back set. Grimes with a great dig though. Stark pushes it outside. Williams off the block, dug by Grimes. Elisaya, back row from Stark. Big swing, sails it long, no touch. We're tied at 3. I'll give Stark a lot of credit for being aggressive, but boy, she's hasn't been terribly accurate tonight. Tessier to serve. Oh, good serve. Stark has to step up. Elisaya. Williams punches it right in the net. Hawks have the lead 4-3. That's again, Williams in system has been very good. Out of system, not as hot. Tessier. Goes over at the one spot. Bilanovic, good pass. Elisaya, middle. Trammell, she's dug up. Tessier, Hinkle, Schmidt. Sails that one long, no touch. Tied at 4. Weatherington back in, Grimes to the bench. And Elisaya, very impressed with her tonight. 4-4. Urquhart, good pass. Tessier outside. Schmidt, dug by Stark. Elisaya outside. Williams has to tip. Hinkle diving play. McSweeney punches it over. Bilanovic, Elisaya. Weatherington tips. Hinkle gets it. Tessier gets it up. Back row from Urquhart. Elisaya goes outside to Williams. Big swing, blocked! Addie Vanderwide blocking on the right side. Gets it done with Delaney McSweeney. Hawks lead 5-4. Katie Clark coming back in for Weatherington. Vanderwide to the bench now. Dennis in to serve. Sydney floats it long. Tied at 5. Subs galore coming in for Penn State. I guess in a race to 15, you can have all kinds of subs. And Cassie Kirshen to the service line. Hawks need her off there. She goes over to the 5 spot now to serve. Runs it forward, fires it across. Hinkle, Tessier outside to Urquhart. Block was late. Elisaya couldn't handle it. 6-5 Hawks. Hinkle now to serve for the Hawks. She goes, tough pass there. Elisaya middle to Trammell. Good play there. Penn State got away with one there. Markley and Bilanovic, miscommunication. Bilanovic, though, good handle. Was able to make a decent pass. Tied at 6. Bilanovic now to serve. Good serve. Drops there. Urquhart to Jones. Misses wide. I get the whole firing yourself up thing, but Penn State acting like they did something there. Perfect ball to Jones. She just missed wide, but Penn State does have the lead, 7-6. Bilanovic. Good flat serve. Hinkle goes back to Jones. Bilanovic into the net. Tied at 7. Ortega and Black in. Tessier Schmidt to the bench. Ortega to serve. We'll switch sides after this point. Ortega right down the line. Kirshen off the net. Elisaya behind Weatherington. Rolls it over. Dug by Dennis. Ortega behind her. Black blocked. Out of bounds. Hawks lead 8-7 at the change. I'd love to give you updated stats. Stat feed broke after the 4th set. If I'm being perfectly honest, nobody probably expected us to get here. But here we are. Ortega to serve. Hawks by 1. She floats it into the short spot there. Middle attack, Holland. Ortega one-hands it back to the Penn State side. Kirshen behind Weatherington. Off the block scores. Tied at 8. Weatherington out, Grimes in. Grimes gets the go-ahead, spins it and comes forward. Good serve at Urquhart. Off the net, Ortega pushes it outside. Black scores. Again, I don't have full numbers because the StatCast is down. Audrey Black's had herself a heck of a night. She's been really good. Urquhart to serve. Hawks by 1. Good flat serve. Villanova. Jones! Jones loses the joust. Has to go get it. Ortega. Urquhart from the back row. Scores! Hawks lead 10-8. Jones lost the joust, stayed with it, and the Hawks battle back. 10-8, Hawks lead. Timeout, Penn State. You're listening to Hawkeye Volleyball, presented by Quickstar. Welcome back to Extreme Arena. I'm John Evans. Iowa Volleyball is brought to you by University of Iowa Sports Medicine, offering sports injury prevention, treatment, and rehabilitation to athletes of all ages and skill levels. University of Iowa Sports Medicine, team physician of your Iowa Hawks. Got the updated stats. Hawkeyes now, Amaya Jones with 13 kills, Urquhart with 11, McSweeney with 10. 13, 11, and 10 leads Penn State as well. Williams, Wetherington, and Holland. Hawkeyes hitting 133 in the set. Penn State, though, hitting 0. As again, you get to the 5th set, it's probably not always going to be classic volleyball. You got to be able to out-grit, just out-win. 54 digs for Penn State, 51 for the Hawkeyes. 50 assists for Penn State, 51 for the Hawkeyes. Penn State, though, dominating the block category, but that's about it. Urquhart to serve. Good float serve into the 1 spot. Elisaya outside. Big, tough swing. Dug by Hinkle. Urquhart gives the ball outside to Vanderwide. Not sure what she was trying to do there. Maybe a little creative. Ball was behind her. Wasn't really a way to make a big swing. Blew that one out of bounds. And again, wasn't really a fastball. Hit a changeup way out of bounds. 10-9. Stark to serve. Good serve at Vanderwide. Good pass. Ortega. Jones. That ball's up. Great play from Penn State. Hinkle. Ortega right back to her. Blocked. Covered. Hawks are going to get that ball up. Holland. Elisaya. Blocked. Hinkle can't get it, though. Elisaya gets the kill. She's up to 6, and we're tied at 10. Who can grit out 5 points? Timeout, Coach Barnes. We're going to take it. 10-all here in the 5th. You're listening to Hawkeye Volleyball, presented by Quickstar. Welcome back to Extreme Arena. We are tied at 10 here in set 5. And Penn State now with a couple straight. We've been here 2.5 hours. We've been here 2.5 hours, and we're going to play a match to 5. Stark to serve. Good serve at Hinkle. Bad pass. Vanderwide has to platform. Urquhart from the back row rolls it over. Dug by Bilanovic. Slide coming. Holland tips. Hinkle diving play. Jones tips it over. Dug by Grimes. Elisaya outside. Williams off the block. Dug by Urquhart. Williams again. Hammers that one home. 11-10. Penn State leads. Nice. Hawkeyes didn't want to use another timeout, resorting to the clean the floor ploy. I can see the spot here. This one's actually legit. They've been out here 2.5 hours. That one's real deal. Hawks need a side out. Stark to serve. Goes at Vanderwide. Bad pass. Ortega chases it down. Goes to Black. Hawks begging for a touch. Not going to get it. It's 12-10. And Coach Barnes is going to use his second and last timeout. 12-10, Penn State. You're listening to Hawkeye Volleyball, presented by Quickstar. Welcome back to Extreme Arena. Penn State up 12-10. Didn't really want to say this while Iowa was ahead, so we'll go ahead and say it while Iowa's behind. See if we can reverse whammy something here. In the series history, Penn State is 56-0 against the Hawkeyes. 12-10, Stark at Vanderwide. Ortega, Jones. That ball's down. 12-11, Jones gets the kill. Penn State will take side outs. Hawks are going to need to do something better. Jones to serve, good flat serve, dives in front. McSweeney goes up, dunks it down, we're tied at 12. McSweeney's got 11. And now we played 2 hours and 30 minutes and we're racing to 3. Jones to serve. Good sharp serve again. Bad pass. Elisaya, though, good ball out to Williams. Rolls it over. Ortega one-hands it up. Oh, gosh, darn it. Jones gave a great ball to Black. And she pounds it out of the back of the court, 13-12. Holland now to serve. She goes at Vanderwide, uses hands. Ortega outside to Vanderwide, goes at Grimes. Elisaya chases it down. Williams big swing, dug by Hinkle. McSweeney loses the joust. Ortega behind her to Black with no block, but dug by Stark. Elisaya outside to Williams. Punches it through the triple, and Penn State has match point. Williams now with 15. Crowd on their feet, trying to get it done for the Hawks. Holland goes at Urquhart, ate her up. Black plays it. Vanderwide chops it. Back corner line, scores! A little bit more left in the dog. Ball boy's excited. He threw the ball out at Urquhart. 14-13, Penn State leads. Penn State timeout. We will take it. This game has been fun. Timeout Penn State. You're listening to Hawkeye Volleyball presented by Quickstar. Welcome back to Extreme Arena. I'm John Evans. Hawkeyes fought off one match point. We'll need to fight off another. Lily Tessier to serve. You'll have Bilanovic, Grimes, and Stark in serve receive. And the Hawks will need to figure out how to get a block on Williams in her 15 kills. Tessier, good flat serve. Stark, good pass. Elisaya outside to Williams. Blocked. Hinkle can't get the one hand up. Penn State escapes. Standing ovation from the Hawk fans anyway. 27-25, Hawks take the first. 25-22, 25-15, Penn State gets 2 and 3. 25-20, Penn State gets set, or Iowa gets set 4. 15-13, Penn State rallies and takes set 5. I know the Hawks aren't dying for moral victories, but they're better. That's just the short answer. They're close. Figure out how to stop hurting themselves just a little bit on some of those close points. And they're there. Coach Barnes hanging around right away. Got me, Coach?
Yeah, I got you.
I'm not even really sure what to ask. I just kind of said it. I know you're not. I know you're not into moral victories here, but did you have any idea? I guess we'll start with. Did you have any idea what the history of this series is or was?
No, I just don't know. This is a team, we matched up well and we could beat, and we had a lot of opportunities and we didn't finish it.
Just for your reference, it was 56-0.
Okay. Wow.
This was my guess is this is probably the closest. I didn't check anything, but first time Iowa has won a set since 2017. Again, I know you're not hunting for moral victories, but overall, again, I know there's always things you want to change. How proud of you are the team with some of the grit that they showed through there? I know you want more of it, but
right.
Overall.
Yeah, we fight. We fight, and unfortunately we, make our mistakes that hurt us, and we're dictating some points against really good teams that if we would just take care of the ball a little better, we could finish out some of these sets. And, it's a tough one. Officiating I thought was pretty rough today, one of the roughest I've coached. Things didn't seem to go our way. And then, some big points here where we just get tight and hit balls out when we have leads. And, Audrey had a great game and really kept us in it. You wish you could finish it off that way. And we had different players step up to, really carry us through. Just couldn't finish it.
I'm not going to hunt to get you in trouble with the officiating. What was we all seem to know you were out of challenges.
I knew too.
So what was then the explanation you got back after they come back after?
Well, I asked him, I go, did you see, us touch the ball? He goes, no, I didn't. I go, could you go tell the up ref? And he goes, well, I can't, but you could challenge it. I go, I can. And he goes, yes, you can challenge it. I go, okay. And I knew I didn't have a challenge, and he went through there, and he finally realized that I didn't. But I told him, I go, hey, you did not see the touch, so could you go confirm, maybe get a replay? But he wouldn't go for that.
I think the worst part is you were right. The ball wasn't touched.
No, it wasn't touched, and several plays that I thought were obvious that, didn't go our way. And there was a big emphasis on not throwing the ball anymore. They sent out video to all the officials, no more throwing the ball, catching and throwing. And I felt like we had about 5 or 6 of them that, some of those could have been called. And that's tough because it disrupts the game whenever it's that much controversy. But, we had opportunities to win, and we just didn't finish it.
I think I described that as sticky fingers on the air. So I'm gonna let you go, Coach.
Yeah.
I know this has got to be a hard one. Again, we'll be back at it Wednesday, and the Big Ten doesn't get any easier with Minnesota coming to town. But you had a great game plan. The team, for the most part, played really well. Congratulations on a well-played match.
Thank you, John.
Coach Jim Barnes. Hawkeyes fall 3 sets to 2 tonight. 15-13 in the 5th. Appreciate everyone tuning in, listening. Like I said, we'll be back at it Wednesday night. Hawkeyes take on Minnesota here at home before traveling to Ohio State on next Friday night. So Hawkeyes fall 3 sets to 2. Good luck to Penn State the rest of the way. And I don't see them down the road. So appreciate you listening and watching. I'm John Evans. Have a great night. Go Hawks.